Hello, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to the NBA on 2K Sports. Excited, thrilled to be here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. I'm so lucky. And coming right up, we'll see the Utah Jazz playing against the Philadelphia 76ers at Wells Fargo Center. For Philadelphia, coming off a loss in the first game of the season, they'll no doubt be anxious to put tonight's contest in the win column and avoid an 0-2 start. And for the Sixers, this is a team that is relentless in attacking the basket, one of the hallmarks of the team's philosophy. When they go at the rim with that kind of effort, Shaq, what does it do for their offense?
You know, Ernie, it allows them multiple options. They're tougher to contain. They actually led the league last season in drives to the basket. You know, they are relentless, and they finish very hard at the rim.
Yeah, everyone on their team can attack the rim. They seem real comfortable at that, Ernie. But, you know, one thing that they don't have is an outside threat. And that would loosen things up for the guys who can get to the rim that easily.
Philadelphia. You like cheesesteaks?
Geno's, baby.
Oh, man, I love cheesesteaks.
Geno's. I'm on my way.
Yeah, man. Can they send some over?
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Ooh, I smell it already.
Oh, where was I? Oh, here's Kevin Harlan.
Welcome, everyone, to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And joining us in a bit later from the sidelines, Doris Burke. The fans here in Philadelphia ready to cheer on their 76ers in this interconference matchup. This is their first chance this season playing the Jazz. They took the loss in this East versus West matchup during the regular season last year, dropping both games.
Yeah, and a pair of losses for them in their meetings last season. And the cold, hard truth about it, they just had a hard time beating anybody last year.
You know, Greg, those were games where you thought they could get a win. But now they need to forget about it. It's in the past, let it go, and they got to focus on the present and try to make a better run of it this time.
And checking out Utah's opening lineup, Burks the off guard with Hayward at the 3. Doc is out there with Thunder, and it's the monster in at the point. Here's the machine, and the first shot of the night for him missing. Now what a second half of the season it was for the Jazz. After the All-Star break, they went on a rampage.
And the catalyst for that was the defense. Very few opponents got to triple digits against the Jazz after the All-Star break.
Now here is George, who picked up 12 points in their last win against Detroit.
And he was also a big factor for them defensively. I think he tallied 4 blocks in the game.
And there's the pass to Covington. Okafor with the screen on Hayward. Covington kicks to Okafor, and 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one, drawing the whistle on a lot of contact there.
And for the Jazz and their defense post-All-Star break, it helped them in their big second-half run. How about a 422 field goal percentage against after the break?
And, you know, you were talking about the field goal percentage against for the Jazz. It was the 3rd best in the league after the All-Star break. That's field goal percentage defense. They allowed the fewest points in the NBA after the break as well.
He's off on the second.
Well, clearly the 76ers were the youngest team in the league last season, and with all the draft picks they've stockpiled, they'll be the youngest team for a while, it seems. But if the youth can grow and develop, they could also be a force in a few years, too.
6 on the shot clock. The shot by Hayward, wide open, and Utah again with the bucket.
I tell you what, guys, it's going to be a tough day on this defense if he's got the A game rolling tonight.
Owens passes to Covington. Dishes it to Noel. Stolen by George. Here's Burks. Rips down the breakaway slam.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there.
And now Hayward pushing it up. No one back.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game right now.
Clark, there is a swagger out here on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
That's right.
I tell you what, I used to love to go up and jam like that.
And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for Utah.
You know, guys, we've really seen them do a lot of damage in the paint so far.
Also, guys, the passing has been terrific in the first half. They'll be happy with all those assists.
Here's Covington. Hayward comes with a double team. There's a screen by Noel. Here's Owens. Connects on the 9-footer.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Burks the pass to Doc. They set the pick. Here's the monster. He's covered by Noel. And it's Noel with the rebound.
Hey, they got the shot they wanted off of that pick, but it just doesn't fall.
Yeah, it didn't go down, but you'll take that shot every single time, Greg. That's good offense.
Covington's shot is off.
Boy, just by his body language, Kevin, you can tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Yeah, it seemed like he had great rhythm on that. You can see the disappointment in his face.
Here is Doc. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Pistons in Detroit.
And also, his assist total tells you about the job he did of keeping his head up and keeping his teammates involved. And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. To be out of position, you can see the frustration on his face.
Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. And that one's good.
What handle? He broke the D down to the ground with that move.
So for the Jazz, their last game, a win against Detroit.
And they may have been on the road, but you know what? They nullified any home court disadvantage in that game by how well they shot it from three.
Shooting can always be a great equalizer. I mean, when you shoot like that from outside, it really makes winning on the road a lot easier.
And so here is Philadelphia. After Gordon Hayward's three-pointer that didn't go. From downtown, and he gets it to go. 7 points for the machine.
And he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percent.
Passes it to Doc. Hayward outside. He dishes it to George. Nice ball movement by Utah. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Thompson left side. There's the three. Utah with the rebound.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Here's the monster. 20-point game for him in the win against Detroit.
And also 3 steals. So he showed some grit and determination on the defensive side.
And last year, quite a rookie campaign for Nerlens Noel. He had the ACL injury he sustained in college. Missed his first full season with the Sixers. And like you've talked about, you know, he came back and really, with a flourish, made a mark his first year in the league.
And Kevin, a lot of people wondered, how would he bounce back from that knee? And I have to say, it was pretty good. I mean, finished third in the voting for Rookie of the Year.
Here's the monster. And that one's good. Doc's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
Covington dishes to Noel. Misses off the right ankle.
And, you know, getting back to Nerlens Noel, if it weren't for the ACL tear, he may have been the first player drafted in 2K13. His 8 rebounds and nearly 2 blocks a game as a rookie show he has the talent.
Here's the monster. 5 to shoot. An easy layup after coming off the pick.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
And one thing to note about Nerlens Noel, last season, he was a thief. He averaged almost 2 steals a game as a rookie center. That tells me he has more than just quickness and length, guys. He has great anticipation and still one of the best motors I have ever seen.
And the 76ers decide to take their first time out here. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Boston.
And the issues they had defensively, in part, I thought, was a huge factor. Really compounded, I think, because it was a road game for them.
Well, you know, they gave the crowd a bunch to cheer about. And when you do that, you put yourself in a really tough position trying to come away with a road win.
The 76ers trail by 8. To the inside. Okafor gets the bucket.
Room service delivery right there, fellas. Wonderful entry feed.
Jazz have gone 7 of 12 from the field here in the first quarter. Here's the monster. Over to the left wing. To the inside. Here's the machine. Stolen by George. Here's the monster. Thompson with the rebound.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Got a piece of it. And that's out of bounds. Philadelphia will retain possession. And some changes here for the 76ers. Jeremy Grant, he's checked in for Robert Covington. And it's Tony Roten in for Hollis Thompson. And Utah also making a switch. Lyles checked in for George. Now here's Roten. He's covered closely. Shoots a fader. No good. Now the Jazz take it the other way. Here's the monster. Pass to Don. He kicks it to Hayward. Here's the monster. Just 5 to shoot. From the wing. The rebound by Grant.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him. But luckily, his teammates have picked up the slack.
Here's Okafor. That's basket number 2 with his third shot off to a fast 2 for 3.
I tell you what, post play has been rock solid right off the bat.
It really has. And they've created a lot of high percentage shots in the paint here already.
The 76ers didn't lie to themselves about last season, but they knew they weren't going to be in the playoffs. They spent a lot of time last season developing their young players.
Exactly. And listen, the third straight year the Sixers would miss the playoffs. But as you said, Kevin, they knew what the season had in store. The key was could they keep those young guys focused on growth and experience and not get caught up in the fact that they struggled to win games.
And it's clear for the Sixers, the plan has been to continue to add good young players. Eventually, I think they'll be a force in the East. There's no guarantee, but they've got a plan, and they're sticking to it.
Stauskas is checked in for the 76ers. Cannon comes in for the machine. And he nails the third.
A lot of teams that win a title often have a former #1 pick leading the way, or at least a top 3 NBA draft pick as their leader. So the 76ers are trying a shotgun approach to that, trying to get as many top 3 picks as they can, hoping one turns into the next superstar.
Now here's Stockton. The pass to Don. They set the screen. Here's Hood. The Jazz with another miss. The 76ers trail by 6. Cannon kicks to Okafor. Now here's Roten. Guarded closely. And it's Okafor missing. Utah's gone 1 of 5 from downtown in the first quarter. Points out there have been hard to come by. Stockton outside. kicks it to Hood. And stolen by Roten. And now the 76ers on the break. Three-pointer. Tries again. And the bucket counts. And he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a three-point play.
Now that's how you pick up second chance points. Stay active and be ready as soon as the shot goes up.
The Jazz making a switch here. Ingles is checked in. Philadelphia shooting their third free throw shot of the game.
And looking at last season's numbers, down below 70% as a team from the line.
And those aren't the kind of numbers they can afford to repeat throughout this season.
Now here's Stockton. This is it to Doc. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot two.
A lot of NBA teams have been outright buying developmental league teams. I mean, the Jazz did that last season. They purchased the Idaho Stampede last March, and we see more and more of that happening. One-on-one affiliations between D-League teams and NBA teams.
First free throw is good. Well, last year the Jazz acquired the Stampede from the D-League. It makes sense. They'll have a designated place now to develop, break all their young talent.
And Kevin, it's really a key for the Jazz to have those extra minutes available for all those young talents to get an opportunity to get confidence, but also to learn your system. I think more and more NBA teams will follow this route of buying D-League teams.
Now, here's Grant. It's stolen. The feed to Stockton. It's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. The 76ers trail by 5. Roten kicks to Cannon. Grant with a screen on Stockton. Grant outside. Nailed from three-point land.
And no matter who it is, that kind of team isn't going to get it done.
For Utah, they've gone 7 of 15 from the field at this point. Stockton passes to Lyles. We've got 1:48 left in the first quarter.
You know what? Just a little fancy on that possession there. Just go up in rhythm.
Pick by Okafor. Roten kicks to Okafor. No one near him. Ingles with the rebound.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
1:22 left to play in the first. Here's Doc. Pass to Wiles. It's a big height bouncing goes in. 1:09 left in the first quarter. And Philadelphia calls time here. Clark Wiles, one of the many great players to come out of Kentucky and be eligible for this draft. He didn't wow as much as his teammates. I'm telling you what, he can play.
He's got a lot of game. He's actually one of my sleepers, Kevin, because he can do everything well. He can handle it. He goes both ways. He can shoot it. He defends. Really good IQ. I like this guy as being a surprise producer as an NBA player.
And guys, with Lyles playing out of position can be a blessing and a curse. I mean, he didn't get to play in his comfort zone and put up big numbers, but his skill set grew from the minutes he had to spend outside of that comfort zone.
Puts it up off the inbound, and there's Roten, and that's good on the assist by Grant.
Tell you what I like about Lyles is that he has a bit of an old man game about him. He's an old head, plays within himself, good at every small intangible thing on the court, just has a real nice feel for how to play.
Here is Doc, 5 points in the game. Tried to fade back in there, but it's off the mark. Roten dishes to Cannon. Picked by Okafor. Feeds it to Roten. Okafor, high post. 30 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Cannon kicks to Okafor. Just 5 on the clock. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the strike for 2. He's made 2 of his 3 attempted tonight.
At the line for your 76ers, Jahlil Okafor. At the line for 2.
Shooting 2.
And he knocks down the first one. That one drops. He ties it up. There's 25 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Stockton kicks to Hood. Here is Doc. He feeds it to Stockton. Shoots from 8. Here's Lyles. No good with the layup.
I still can't believe that one didn't fall.
It's all tied in Philadelphia. And back with the start of the second quarter in just a moment. Second quarter getting underway. No team gaining an edge so far. And looking at what we've seen from the 76ers, what do you guys think?
I just don't know that you're going to see a better quarter defensively than what we saw in the first.
Really a big part of why they're on top here. The defense has been on point.
And Philadelphia has possession. Taking a look at the Jazz. Lyles out there with Thunder. And it's Hayward. And there's the monster. And it's Ingles in at the 2-guard spot. Here's the machine. 17 points in his last outing. Got a hand on it. Here's the monster. They set the pick. Top of the key. That's a good shot, and now he's 3 for 7.
You know, not necessarily what you're looking for, but still able to convert.
The dish to Roten. Shot is off. Excellent D there from George. Utah leading, out of bounds. Philadelphia takes possession.
Checking out the stats now for Roten. How he did last season. Last season put up about 17 points per, 5 assists, and 3 rebounds. So much of what this team does revolves around his offense.
Well, his mindset allows him to stack those points up. He wants to carry the load, and clearly he does.
Thompson, he's checked in for the 76ers. And Utah with a change here, too. Barnes checked in for Joe Ingles.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run, don't you think? Clark to the hoop for him there.
Momentum can swing on plays like that, Kevin, especially when the finish has that much thunder on it.
And Utah has possession after the Sixers pick up 2. 4 on the clock. Here's the monster. Stolen by Grant. And we're now about a minute and a half into the second quarter. It's Thompson off the drive. They now take the lead. Thompson's got his first 2 points of the night. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the 76ers.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard. Playing airtight defense and coming up with the steal.
And one thing, Clark, I've noticed is how quick their hands have been. Thanks to that, they've gotten a lot of points off of turnover. He has such a nice touch for a big man.
Yeah, and they've got to figure out a way to get a bigger body on him, because if they don't match up his size, then he's going to continue to work them over the rest of the game.
Now here's Thompson. He's coming off a 10-point game against Boston. Screen by Grant. Here's Owens. Gets some room on the way in, and the bucket's good. The Machines got the lead. Back up to 2 now for the 76ers. Well, the plan has been obvious now, Clark, for a while. The 76ers really loading up on young players, letting them see a lot of minutes, and they're hoping it's going to bear some fruit, as you like to say, coming up.
Exactly, and it will in time, because they've accumulated some really nice young talent, Kevin.
Now it's a 4-point 76ers lead. Jazz have gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. 3 minutes of action so far in the second quarter. The monster passes to Lyons. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And let's go to the 2K leaderboard to see the teams that blocked the most shots in the NBA last year. In third, the Jazz. Fourth, the 76ers.
Kevin, they were both great all last season, were these teams. I mean, they were terrific at blocking shots. I mean, not only did they have 1 or 2 guys, everybody seemed to get into the block party with these teams.
And that one misses. And he sinks the second. Quarter number 2, around 3 minutes gone by. Owens passes to the
Punches it down.
Rubs it in. It looks like a little deeper with the hanging finish.
I tell you what, they're not backing off at all, are they?
Oh, that was a great angle we just saw. Courtesy of Kia. Here's the monster. 76ers getting the bucket. Off the screen, and they immediately answer back with the dunk at the other end.
And really, he epitomizes what a point guard should be. I mean, his skill as a passer might actually be matched by that creativity he shows around the rim.
Well, judging by that jam, Greg, I'd say you're absolutely right.
Boy, that's a nice surge for them just when they needed it in a game that was so tight.
Jazz trail by 3. Hayward outside. Pass to Lyles. Here's the monster. Unloads from 9. Misses off the left eye.
It's been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's costly.
Thompson. It's deflected, and that'll be Philadelphia as it goes on high. 76ers return possession. Jackson, he's checked in for the Machine. Burks, he's checked in for Utah. On defense, Utah. Here's Covington. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him.
You know, 9 times out of 10, he's going to knock that one down. He'll spray that one on you.
Here's the monster. It's a 3-point game. Hayward outside. Now the pass to the monster. Here's Lyles. 5 on the clock. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. Lyles got 5.
You know, he's got a lot of inches on the defender in that matchup, and he can just shoot right over the top of him without worrying about being bothered.
Jackson setting the pick here for Noel. This is the Grant. Shoots from the line, and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And not the guy you want to see at the line too often. Season numbers has him in the bottom tier of the league.
You know, guys, when you look at those numbers last year for him, I think it does affect how much you're willing to go after contact, because you're a little fearful of getting to the foul line unless you're in the and one situation. Too many trips to the line when you shoot it as poorly as he does actually can hurt you.
Here's Hayward. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
Rising high to throw that one down.
Sky high. Fantastic one-hand jam.
Nice way there, guys, to finish up that possession.
Here's Covington. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Another miss by Philadelphia.
Boy, even though he missed, you can't give up that kind of a look very often.
Better to be lucky than good sometimes. Fortunately, they didn't get burned on that one.
Down low. Here's Wiles. And it's good. Through contact, it's the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Yeah, high percentage shots are what they are getting in terms of the attempts, and that's just not going to get it done. They've got to figure it out.
And the 76ers making a change here. Okafor's checked in.
You know, he didn't get to the line in that entire first quarter. But right now, he's showing some aggressiveness out there.
Jackson dishes to Noel. He kicks it to Okafor. Pick by Okafor. There's Covington. An easy layup after coming off the pick. Covington's got the game tied up here for the 76ers. Timeout is called. First of the game for the Jazz. Checked in for one. Jazz have gone 6 of 8 from the field in the second quarter. Here's the monster. 8 points for him. Outside, George lets it fly from 18. And it comes off the front of the rim. This season, the first season of action for Nerlens Noel, officially a rookie after sitting out the 2014 season. He looked good, and he got better as the season was going on.
That's a great point. I think that year off really helped him grow as a player. Coming into the draft when he came out, he's a guy who I thought had one of the most unbelievable motives I had ever seen. And you know what? Everything he was hyped up to be, he lived up to on the defensive end.
And so it's Utah here with the ball. Philadelphia getting their last shot to go. From 10 feet out, it's hauled in by the 76ers.
I tell you what, the defense should send Christmas cards for that miss.
And for Noel, I really think he took off in the back half of the season. Up his scoring, his shooting percentage, and his rebounding. You can see him getting better almost every game.
Utah trailing here. Here's the monster. Outside, George. Pass to the monster. Here is Doc. Now Burks puts it up. And that one comes up a bit short.
And by the end of the season last year, Noel was completely different as a player. Always a defensive force in the league. His development is probably going faster than many expected.
A second chance effort. And he was fouled in the layup. 2 free throws now for him.
Been a nice game here for Okafor. 10 points, and he's managed to get 4 of his points by way of the free throw line.
And Clark, that might not make the highlight reel, but those are important points nonetheless.
Some changes for Philadelphia. Nick Stauskas is checked in for Robert Covington. Roten comes in for Hollis Thompson. And it's Isaiah Cannon in for Jackson. Joe Ingles is checked in for Utah. Stockton comes in for the Monster. And the second free throw, good. Jazz trail by 3. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
Here's Ingles. Pass to Dow. Shot clock at 6. Here's Burks. And the shot is long. Philadelphia leading by 3. Roten kicks to Cannon. Lead pass was put in just the right spot.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Here is Dow. He has 5. He dishes it to Ingles. Kicks to Stockton. The feed to Ingles. The Jazz need to get off a shot here. And he'll shoot free throws there. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blown.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, that's the message they were sending with that foul. Nothing easy inside.
And the first one at the line is good. Rodney Hood's checked in for the Jazz. And so he's able to get 1 of 2.
And guys, the Spurs coaching tree extends pretty far these days. Coach Brett Brown, another former member of the Spurs staff, to be leading an NBA team.
Now here's Roten. There's Noel. Banked in off the glass. Noel's got 6.
I really like the fact that he's getting the touches he needs here after not scoring a single point in that first quarter.
And here's Stockton. They set the pick. Pass to Hood. Lets it go. Another miss by Utah. Well, Greg, for Brett Brown and the Spurs connection, he was an assistant in San Antonio for 7 years, was really indoctrinated in how the Spurs conducted business, Clark, before coming to the 76ers.
Yeah, he's got an interesting accent, too, a mix of Boston Australian from where he grew up and where he spent a lot of time, but no doubting his passion and his coaching ability. He's good in both.
He was actually a head coach for Australia for a while in international play.
Boy, you've got to be able to knock down your free throws if you're going to keep a team that's behind you at bay. When you don't make your free throws, that's a good way to let the other team back into the game.
Jazz trail by 7. Stockton outside. The pass to Dow. Boom! He jams it straight down.
And really nothing like a good old-fashioned throwdown to get a team going.
And Greg, they do need to get going. They wouldn't mind, shaving a couple more points off that lead right away.
Well, if the defense keeps giving up easy baskets like that, it won't be a lead for long.
Here's Cannon following the bucket by the Jazz. There's a screen by Noel. Goes up the baseline. Cannon can't hit.
Yeah, good tough D there to get a hand up and force that miss.
That's example number 1 of why he is such a strong defensive player and why he has such a great defensive reputation.
For Philadelphia, they have attempted 11 free throws today and converted 8 of them.
And they're having a lot of trouble at the line today. And unfortunately, it's the kind of day we've seen this team have a lot.
Good on both.
Noel giving them lots of trouble. 8 rebounds and 8 points.
Jazz trail by 7. 1:36 left in the first half of the game. Stockton passes to Hood. Back to Stockton. Passes to Dow. 5 to shoot.
And not a great start for him in the first, but he's quickly starting to turn it around.
1:14 left to play here in the second quarter. And Philadelphia calls time here. Alec Burks checked in for Utah. The monster comes in for Rodney Hood. Okafor against George.
That's the risky run by staying out there as he picks up his third.
The 76ers have shot 10 of 13 from the free throw line.
Shooting for Philadelphia, Jahlil Okafor.
And that one calls for Okafor. And he can't hit the second. Jazz trail by 6. Burks the pass to the monster. There's the pick. Feeds it to Burks. Shot clock at 6. Here's the monster. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. George has got 3 assists in the game. Philadelphia leading by 3. Now here's Roten. 29 seconds left to play in the first half. Pick by Okafor. Cannon, that's a 2-pointer. Another miss by Philadelphia.
I tell you what, that's too good a look to pass up there. Even though it didn't go, that's one you got to take.
Roten with it. He feeds it to Stauskas. But they'll get another chance. And that one's good. Roten. And the 76ers lead by 5. And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. 76ers lead by 5. And don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of the third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We're going to break down the first half action for you. For the 76ers, the first quarter was pretty even. Nothing seemed to give way on either side of the scoring column as they wrapped up the period all knotted up. They started to take control of the game in the second quarter and pulled away nicely, heading into halftime up by 5. And from what we saw so far from the Sixers, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
Well, their playmakers were in top form tonight. They showed great court vision and great ball movement. That's why they had so many assists. It's much easier to defend guys who don't want to pass the basketball.
How about you, Shaq? What did you think about Utah?
Well, their poor rebounding is really hurting them. It hasn't killed them on the scoreboard yet, but they need to pick it up. This is a game they can win. If they come out hustling in the second half, they can win.
And that'll do it for now as the second half of our game is about to get underway. Kevin Harlan has the call.
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. You know, Jahlil Okafor has been exceptional here, guys.
Unbelievable the way he dominated that offensive glass in those first 2 quarters. Just a great effort for him for the entire half.
Guys, you've heard me say it before, but persistence pays. And it takes that kind of persistence to be a successful offensive rebounder. As a fellow glass eater, I know of which I speak. Those guys that rebound effectively don't give up on it.
Here's the machine. Robert Covington out there with Noel. Then it's Hollis Thompson. Then there's Okafor, and it's Owens in at the 1. And that's the group for Brett Brown as we begin the second half. the monster. He's covered by Thompson. Count it, and the 76ers lead has been cut down now to just 3 on the bucket from Burks.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
That is a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yep, he's on the money, that's no doubt. Now, here's Thompson. Kept alive. Picked away. Fast break. Here come the Jazz. For the tie. And the Jazz another 3.
And the defense scattered all over the place on the break. Nice job finding the wide open 3.
Here's the machine. There's a screen by Noel. That's tipped. Here's Covington. And right away, they match it with a 3-pointer of their own. Covington's got 5.
And how about that for a response?
Well, it sounded as though, or at least it looked as though it sounded like, we'll give you a 3, and then we'll take it right back.
Now here's Hayward. He's got 9. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Third quarter of play, with just over a minute and a half gone by. Here's Owens. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
They've been ineffective in this one. Just no slowing down for the machine. 9 points and some good assists, too. 4 of them.
This is his first trip to the line tonight. And he knocks down the first one. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Here's the monster. He's got 11. There's the dish to Burks. Passed it down. Here's the monster. He's covered by Noel. Here's the monster. Hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D. The Monsters got 13 points.
They're doing work. Here's the second half. 3 or 4 to start.
Owens passes to Thompson. Dishes it to Noel. George against Okafor. The 9-foot shot. And he gets it to go. He's got 15. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Here's the monster. He's got 13. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a 3-point play.
A nice start to the second half. Just 1 miss in their first 5 attempts.
And the Jazz making a change here. Isles checked in. The Jazz have attempted 11 free throws today and converted 8 of them. Thompson passes to Owens. Picked by Okafor. Kicks it to Noel. He dishes it to Covington. 6 on the shot clock. Another 3 for Philadelphia.
And he gave off that screen, and he just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him. They are really getting the work done inside with their rebound.
The defensive backboard has been in control. They have not allowed a lot of second chances. It's been about one and done for the most part, and I'm not talking about leaving confident.
Yeah, I know you're not. That's a bunch of good rebounding taking place there, boy.
Now, here's Burks. 9 points in the game so far. They set the pick. Out to Hayward. It's up a 3. Rebound by the 76ers. Okafor's got 6 rebounds here tonight. And you know, Gordon Hayward was involved in one of the more fascinating NBA draft stories. It started after his father confirmed that Gordon would submit his name to the draft, but would not immediately hire an agent.
Yeah, reportedly, Dad created a highly detailed 2-page questionnaire that he gave prospective agent, which is not something that's typical.
The 76ers leading by 6. The pass to Owens. And the foul on Alec Burks. That'll be his second foul of the game. Grant, he's checked in for the 76ers. Jackson comes in for Hollis Thompson. Hood's checked in for the Jazz. Here's the machine. He's got 11. Now Okafor. It's good. Yeah, basket. He's now 5 for 9.
That's exactly why you don't leave your feet until the shooter elevates. He went for that pump fake, hook, line, and sinker.
Here's the monster. He's got 15. And that is good. Lamonster's got 17.
Almost an impossible shot to block in the post. The defender can't give up that much of a height advantage and expect to contest it.
Here's the machine. The layup off target.
Usually if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
There's the screen. Down low. Back the pass to Lyles. 5 on the clock. Here's the monster. 17 points in the game. And he gets it to go.
He's got some serious momentum going right now. He's been great all day. Even last game, he was on fire.
Time now for an injury report. Now an update on Nerlens Noel from Doris Burke. Hey, Doris, what'd you find out?
Well, gentlemen, the head athletic trainer for Philadelphia let me know the status. At this point, he's saying that it looks like a level 1 twisted ankle. A discouraging development for this team so early in the season. We'll see what kind of impact it has on them in the long term, guys.
All right, Doris. We will, of course, keep everyone updated as we find out more.
And you know what? He could have a long road ahead in terms of getting back on the court. But one thing we all know, he's never been shy of hard work.
No, he's not. I mean, he'll be doing everything he can to make it back as soon as possible.
Looking at who's out there now for the Jazz. Joe Ingles comes in for Doc, and it's Vaughn in for the monster. Hayward hits them both.
You know, there are those who wonder if Gordon Hayward can lead a team to the promised land. However, as just a sophomore, he led a non-powerhouse college to a championship game. So, in fact, they were just one basket away from winning it all.
Offensive rebound, and Hayward with the block. They recover it, and they'll keep possession. Missed it, even after all those chances.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, he's an extremely strong finisher. I'm surprised he wasn't able to power that through the defense.
Pass to Vaughn. He kicks it to Ingles. There's the feed to Hayward. For the tie. That misses. Had a chance to tie it there. Back to Hayward. He took that buzzer beating half-court shot, Clark, that would have won his scored the championship. You actually called that game. It did hit the backboard and the rim, but unfortunately did not go in.
Well, Hayward's the kind of guy who's willing to put his team on his back and try to carry him. He's willing to take that responsibility on. Whether he can deliver at the highest level, time will tell.
Here's Vaughn. There's the pick. Passes it to Lyles. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound.
This is not the slam dunk contest. You don't get do-over. You got to finish the job.
Count the bucket. And the 76ers lead by 4.
How about the way he's able to angle his body to shield the big fella off and still get the finish?
You've got to be clever with your sleight of hand when you get inside and try to finish against the bigger guys. And he made it look easy that time.
So it's the Jazz now. 76ers getting the bucket.
A wide open three. They need much better communication defensively.
Utah was so tough near the end of last season, Greg. They weren't going to make the playoffs, but they did give other teams some trouble.
That's a great point. And how about going 19-10 after the All-Star break? Another team that would have been in the playoffs if they were in the East.
And the 76ers call time here.
And, you know, for the Jazz, you mentioned their post-All-Star break surge. I mean, that 19-10 record they had after the break was good enough for 6th best in the league.
76ers with some changes. Stauskas is checked in for Robert Covington. Roten comes in for the Machine. And it's Cannon in for Jackson. The Jazz also changing it up. George is checked in for Haley. Alec Burks comes in for Joe Ingles. And Stockton subbed in for Vaughn. Now here's Okafor. He's got 17.
And really, the Jazz were a team nobody wanted to play after the break. They were over 500 against the rest of the West and had some big wins over playoff teams in the process.
Here is Stockton. Jahlil Okafor making his last shot. Stockton outside. Here's Hood. That doesn't go on the chance to tie. The 76ers leading by 3. Cannon dishes to Okafor. Now here's Roten. Not a lot of room. Got a piece of it. And oh, here we go. Burks got it. The fast break chance. George sets the screen for Burks. Here's Lyles. He's covered by Roten. Shot's good by Lyles. Lyles got 10.
And look at how quick he was to bite on the pump fake. Left his feet way too soon.
And the dunk by Grant.
And you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass. Money.
And here's Stockton. Feeds to Hood. They set the pick. Pass to Lyles. In the corner, George with it. They get it back. Philadelphia leading by 3. Here's Cannon. It's hauled in by Lyles. Lyles got rebound number 5 here tonight. Burks with it. And Roten picks him up defensively. George against Okafor. And it's George finishing it off.
And guys, isn't it great to see a player who works that hard on the glass at both ends?
Well said, G. That's the way he has built his reputation. Clark grinding away 100% effort all the time.
And you know, Kevin, all that effort pays off. How many of those spectacular putback jams do we see from this guy? A bunch.
Now George. Tony Roten missing on the 3. Here's the screen. Lyles passes to Burks. And stolen by Roten. He feeds it to Cannon. This one for 3. And yes, sir, that one drops. Cannon's got 5 points so far.
D there, guys, was pretty much non-existent. I mean, you can't leave a good shooter like that open.
Listen, playing Western Conference teams is never easy. And for the 76ers last year, it got downright ugly. Some games against the West, they just didn't stand any chance.
Utah calls timeout. A lot of blowouts for Philly last year against the West, as you talked about. Greg only managed to take 6 wins in their 30 games Clark out of conference.
And Kevin, that was tied for the fewest wins against the West in the league. But again, no surprise with Philadelphia because they really were focused on developing young talent there.
Some changes for Philadelphia. Noel comes in for Grant, and Hollis Thompson subbed in for Nick Stauskas. Now here's Stockton. There's a screen. There's the pass to Lyles. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Lyles got 4 points now in the quarter.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know, he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
There's Kane with the 3. It's hauled in by George. George has got 6 rebounds now in the game. Here's Burks. It's good. This game is all even. Burks has got 11.
You got to love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of grinded out physical game.
That's the kind of look they can continue to go with. Maybe that'll help them create some separation on the scoreboard.
Now here's Okafor. 19 points in the game. Burks with it. The dish to George. No good on that last second attempt there. That's the end of the third, and it's all tied up. Live from Philadelphia, you're watching 2K Sports. And we're set to start the action up here in the fourth quarter. And if it's anything like the first three, we should be in for a treat. Jazz shooting straight 49% from the field. And Utah looking at who they've got to start the fourth quarter. They've got Thunder, Hood out there with Lyles. Then there's Alec Burks. And it's the Monster in at the point guard position. Here's the Monster. 4 on the shot clock. Pass to Lyles. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. Lyles got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for Utah. To the inside. Okafor. A rebound by the Jazz. Hood's got 3 rebounds now in this one. The Monster passes to Lyles. Offline from the top of the key.
It's not winning basketball when you're attempting shots like that.
Yeah, come on now. You got to remember it's a team game. He's got 4 teammates out there with him. I don't think he needs to try to do it all by himself like that.
Now here's Roten. Teardrop shot, and the layup is good. Roten's got it all tied up now for the 76ers.
I like it. I like it. He broke out the fancy finish there.
They set the pick. Here's the Monster to the left wing. There's the bucket. Good. The Monster's got 21 in the game.
And they'll be counting on even more points from him. That's essential if they're going to pull this game out.
Final quarter here, and we're just over a minute and a half through it. Here's Roten. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. For Utah, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Here's the Monster. Pulls up, high post. And George kicks to Hood. Passes it to the Monster. Second shot opportunity. Dishes to Burks. Here's the Monster. He's covered by Roten. Pass to Lyles. They shoot again. Can't get it to go. And Philadelphia the other way now. Kicks to Thompson to take the lead. But they get it back. And the 76ers get it back. He dishes it to Okafor. And another shot. Got a piece of it. Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. To the middle. Okafor with the steal. And there's the pass to Owens. There's a screen by Noel. And there's the feed to Roten. Power down the jam.
And that is a major league flush right there, my friends.
And in a tight contest like this, Greg, that might be just what they need to get the tide rolling in their direction.
You're exactly right. I mean, so often when a team gets that kind of explosive play out of its backcourt, that can really rally and galvanize the whole squad.
Here's George after the Sixers pick up 2. 6 to shoot. Birch the pass to the Monster. And the shot is long.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
Here's Houghton, and it's blocked. And they're able to recover. Offensive rebound. Okafor gets the bucket. Okafor's got 21.
And really an alert play on the glass there to get that second chance opportunity. He's having one of those games that we've really grown accustomed to seeing him perform.
Here's the Monster. Pass to Wiles. To end the drought. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. It's on Jahlil Okafor. All right, we'll take a look now at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for Philadelphia.
And they haven't been pushed around in the paint at all in this game. They have been the aggressors.
Something that's also benefited them tonight are the turnovers they've forced and the points that have come along with those forced turnovers.
Robert Covington's checked in for the 76ers. And Utah with a change here, too. Hayward's checked in. Both shots good from the stripe. The 76ers lead. Here's the Machine. There's a screen by Noel. Thompson in the corner. Lock at 6. Here's Covington. 3-pointer. Utah with the rebound. Lamont has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. For 3, Hayward, and that one's good. And the Jazz lead by 1. Game winding down, and they just keep changing leads.
Absolutely. I mean, 6 lead changes here so far.
Exciting stuff.
And guys, no separation yet, and I really don't think we're going to see any all the way back.
Here's the Machine. Back to Noel. All sorts of time. It's hauled in by George. Utah's gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight. 5 of 12. Passes to the Monster. Beyond the arc. And the Jazz, another 3.
This guy will really make you pay if you leave him enough room outside.
Philadelphia's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter. Here's the screen. For 3, Covington. Rebound, Utah. They've led by as much as 10. Here's the Monster. He's covered by Thompson. Here's the Monster, and he dunks it down.
And what a beautiful way to polish off that sequence. Just strong at attacking the rim.
That just puts a little more momentum on their side, don't you think?
Absolutely.
The defense got to tighten up now. I mean, you can't have the opposing point guard throwing down on you like that.
Philadelphia with the ball after the basket by Utah. Noel dishes to Thompson. He kicks to Okafor. They need this. It's hauled in by George. George has got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Here's the Monster. Feeds it to George. There's the pick. The dish to Hayward. And he didn't get quite enough under that one. The 76ers trail by 6. Here's the Machine. First one falls for him. Doc, he's checked in for Jordan. So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe. Jazz leading by 5. Here's the monster. Pass to Lyles. Here's the monster. Right wing. Here's Todd. Goes back up. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. Scoring breakdown for the Jazz.
They've been penetrating with a certain amount of ease, guys. Just as much in this half as the first.
They worked hard to get the ball into the low post tonight as well. And it's paid off.
And he's good on the second. The 76ers trail by 6. Dishes it to Noel. He feeds it to Okafor. Picked by Okafor. Covington kicks to Okafor. Out to Thompson. Up Green. And the shot is good.
They didn't get a chance to knock one down in the first. But the defense left him a look, and he nailed it. He'll make them pay when he's open.
The pass to Doc. There's the pick. Hayward outside. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Lyles. Shoots. But they recover it. Kicks it to Hayward. Passes it to Doc. Here's the monster. Traps in the tray. The monster's got 18 points now here in the second half.
He's starting to heat up from outside. That's his second this half.
Owens passes to Thompson. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
How about the concentration? He gets hit, but stays with the play and gets the finish.
Innovation and improvisation right there, Greg. Finding a way to get that shot to fall after taking the contact.
And we all know Utah is a very young team. Last year, only the 76ers were younger. Still very competitive given the age and the lack of experience from this group.
The 76ers trail by 3. Here's Covington. It's hauled in by Lyles. Mark, an interesting fact about the Jazz and their age last year. At one point, they didn't even have the oldest starting 5 in the state of Utah. Now think of this. The starting 5 of BYU, Greg and I were just talking about this, had an older average than Utah did.
Yeah, amazing. You look at the ages of Exum and Gobert and Favors. Makes sense that would be the case.
Well, monster. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Talk about a terrific game for the monster. He has 29 points and 4 blocks. He's really opened up things for his passing by having so much success from the three-point line.
A double threat, really, in a big way today.
That free throw missing. And he's good on the second.
Well, he did enough there. He made it a 2-possession game, at least.
Here's the machine. Here's a screen by Noel. Here's Covington. Defended by Hayward. It's good, and the Jazz leaders cut down now to just 2 points with that basket from Covington. Utah calls timeout.
You know, I think he just wants to tinker with the game plan a little bit. And I think that's a wise timeout.
And part of it, too, Greg, was he saw some things going on out there that he didn't care for.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Quinn Snyder was saying to his team. He told them, this is it, fellas. Let's hit them right out of this timeout. Put some pressure on them. Show them how much you want it. Let's go get it. Guys, he's really exhorting them to give them a burst of energy.
Thanks, Doris. Here is Doc. He dishes it to Hayward. Down low. It's intercepted. Now the 76ers on the break. Owens passes to Covington to tie it up. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
You look at what Covington has done so far. He's got 10 points, and he's hit the mark twice from three-point range as well.
And Clark, it's no stretch to say the more points he gives them from beyond the arc, the better off they'll be.
That one drops. He ties it up.
We're seeing today what makes him one of the best free throw shooters among the league's big men. Beautiful stuff.
Here's the monster. The feed to Hayward. Out to the right wing. At the elbow, it's George. Has to Doc. And the foul called on Nerlens Noel. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
And that 4th foul, guys, might force him to scale back the aggression from a defensive standpoint. He does not need, nor does the team need, number 5.
Here's the monster. Shot clock at 5. Hayward passes to Doc. Nice ball movement by Utah. George with the bucket.
So that's a brain freeze right there from the entire defense. Now is not the time to lose your focus.
We've seen the monster really having a great game.
And he's getting to the rack all game, and if they can't do a better job of keeping him out of the paint, they're in for a long night.
And Philadelphia calls time here. They're behind by 2. 1:35 left in the 4th quarter of this one.
Excellent communication on the inbound play there. He got in a good position, and the pass was as it needed to be, on time and on target.
Here's the monster who kicks it to George. There's the pass to Doc. Covington with the block. We're running, and here we go. Covington's shot is off.
You know what? His finishing ability, not really at the level that you would expect from a pro, but he's going to have to start playing with more force.
And Utah has possession. George with the screen on touch. Inside.
Well, he was fearless enough to get it up and down, and it paid off for him.
And Philadelphia calls time here. They trail by 2. There's 57 seconds left in the 4th quarter. There's 57 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Pass to Owens. There's a screen by Noel. Here's Covington. But they'll get another chance. They retain possession. Thompson dishes to Okafor. Feeds it to Noel. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's the monster. We got 33 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Here is Dodd. George with the screen on Noel. Deflects the pass. Owens passes to Covington. Hit by Okafor. Pass to Owens. To take the lead. It goes! Utah calls timeout. Guys, what do you think?
Your only chance here is to lob it towards the basket and go for the tip in. There's not enough time left to catch and shoot.
And he hits the shot. But hang on, guys. Hold everything. The officials may review it here. Well, they are going to replay right now to make sure he did not release it in time as the officials originally ruled. Well, they thought they had the game already won. Now they've got their fingers crossed. And the final call's been made. The original ruling was correct, and the game is over. The basket will not count.
Well, again, they had to make sure he hadn't gotten it off, guys. I mean, he was just a fraction of a second late. Extremely close by a nanosecond.
So it's the 76ers taking the win in a close game. That was a fun night of basketball and fabulous finishes. Clark, they continued to wait out until the very last moment to seal.
Yep, and it might not be the way a coach would have drawn it up or wanted it to end, but these fans love it.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. Now time to head over to the studio where the award-winning Ernie Johnson is with Shaq and Kenny, all standing by. Guys, take it away.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thanks, Kevin, and let's take a look now as we give the nod to our Jordan Player of the Game. He led the way tonight with a double-double and was a major reason why they won tonight. His effort and intensity gave them the boost they needed. What'd you think, Kenny?
They asked an awful lot from him tonight offensively, and he delivered. When they needed a big bucket, he was the guy they turned to, and he delivered, like I said. I mean, this guy was unbelievable. He did not shy away from the moment.
Well, his ability to get into the paint, get to the rim was deadly. For a guy who's mainly a perimeter shooter, it was remarkable how many of his points came right at the bucket.
And folks, that'll wrap it up for tonight. We hope you enjoyed the game. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. Have a good evening.